Welcome to Fishing Squad. Well, back in North Wales again. Easter weekend, Easter Saturday. Um, just getting some stuff ready to go down onto the mark. Going rock fishing. So we've got the bloody weather as well, and I can honestly say I haven't been fishing in the rain like this for a long time. And I don't know why that is, but I seem to think that the weather's been significantly drier. For the last sort of couple of months of winter going into spring. Just give me a sec. But obviously, as hasn't it, clearly. But it's been surprising to be honest. And then last week we've had some yellow weather warnings for rain. So today we're fishing a rock mark. Alleged that a lot of people fish. I haven't fished it all winter. It's pretty sound underfoot though when it's wet. And because we got up late, which we got up an hour and a half late, it's an easy one to see it straight down on. Not much climbing involved. When sea turns to come in, we're still relatively comfortable, should I say. So, yeah, been a dry last couple of months of winter, which has resulted in the water clarity significantly looking better than it's looked for years at this time of year. So I was tempted to have a go for some mackerel, but we've got a bit of a southeasterly, about 18 mile an hour. Well, 18 to 22 I think it is. Obviously that's not really like a massive difference, is it, 4 mile an hour, but anything that it's 20, it just makes it a little bit difficult, a little bit tricky. Personally, I don't think we've got it at that speed, but I won't know 110%. So I get down there, it feels like it's less, but I just remembered something as well. Don't forget your rotten bottoms. Rotten bottom. Yeah, so we'll see how we get on. Like it's should be an interesting session, I think. I need a RAS for the comp. So what we've got is we're going to fish the two big rods. I've held back because of the wind speed, putting anything into spin with as such. I have put a couple of sets of mackerel feeders in if I decide to have a go, but it'll be with my Ram Thompson accelerator. Probably won't have a go, but we'll see. Fully expect to catch some fish this morning. I've got some ragworm, mackerel, squid. So we're going to be going two big baits to start with. As it starts getting light, I've got a couple of clip down rigs, some pop-up beads on, get some ragworm on for the wrasse, some pollock. Been fancying some fresh fish for the table, to be honest. So if we can catch something that's worthy of the table, we'll be probably having some fresh fish for tea tonight. So we'll see how we get on anyway. Like it should be a good session, hopefully. I think this will be the only rock session of this weekend. I'm trying to target some bass this weekend as well. We'll see how we get on, like. But it has been surprising, like I say, how dry up until this last week. Sort of the previous 8 to 10 weeks has been really. And typically, when we're thinking about having a go with the mackerel feathers and stuff, we've had a load of rain. It'll probably cloud making the water up, but I think it should be all right because everything dried out lovely, you know, like the grass banks, the cliffs, etc. So it should just soak in, hopefully. Right, enough chat. See you at the mark. Fucking hell. It is absolutely wild on here. The sea's not too rough, but the wind and the rain is absolutely horrendous. I've got both rods out. I don't know if you can see them, you probably can't. You just have to bear with me. I'm not even bothering with tip lights, but we're nearly at dawn anyway. It's still just breaking dawn, so just about starting to see. Two rods out, both on biggish baits. One's got a full joey mackerel on, the other's got a full squid on. And the whole mark, where I wanted to fish to start with, it's completely potted off. Deliberately, I'd imagine. But can't stop me fishing down here, so I'm not bothered. Need a lot of pots to stop me, that's all I can say. It don't bother me. at all. I'll fish elsewhere if I have to. But that's a sign of things to come, I'd imagine. So, enough said on that. I'll show you the rig we're using when it gets light. It's bloody... I'm going to stick it out with 2 big baits till about an hour into daylight. I'm going to put a flapper rig on one of the rods. Obviously try for some other species with ragworm and stuff, but it is absolutely brutal on here tonight. Gotta love it though. Woo! Breaking dawn. It is awful, honestly. I don't think I've had any bites yet, but it's really difficult to tell, honestly. I've just got I think you can just about see the rods. They're just here. Yeah, no tip lights. I'm not messing about with tip lights, right? So this is a rig. It's got a 12-inch bite end on, just in case something toothy turns up, getting towards that time where potentially there could be. Just give you a bit of more light. Just wait there. Bloody struggling, man. Right, struggle on, honestly. Well, I'm apologise, the lighting's poor as well. Same old, 6-0 O'Shaughnessy, 8-0 Tamers. Now what I've started doing is putting a bit of a shrink tube stop on my bite ends, whether it's 200-pound mono or 100-pound wire. This happens to be 100-pound wire. And what it does is it enables you to trap the back hook. But it's adjustable as well, isn't it? So you're not fixed. You can just slide that up and down to your leisure depending on the length of your bait. And once you bait it up, you just slide that down and that keeps it all together. The bottom hook has a paper clip on it, so it's spiked in your bait. That sometimes, obviously, it holds your bait stable, stops it moving about up and down the snood. But sometimes it can help with your hookups as well. If them bits of paper clips stick out the back a little bit, if you get a huss on, for instance, it stops it spitting the hook as easy. Just a bit more resistance. And these are actually detachable with a Gemini, the super strong brown fast links. I've put a bit of silicone tube there just to stop it in case something swims towards me at 100 mile an hour and manages to... I don't think it'd push the swivel off, but you never know, do you? And then it's 200-pound mono, about 3 or 4 foot. 30-pound right on bottom with Gemini splashdown, right on bottom clip there. This happens to be a 7-ounce lead, but we're also using 8-ounce as well. But we're up against it, like I say, conditions wise. But we're getting light, just getting breaking dawn, which it just means I can see where I'm casting to and stuff, and just get a bit more better routine. We're pre-baiting rigs. We use anything from sort of... That's a small bait that we're using, but we are using sort of anything from sort of that size to a full joey to half of decent mackerel with squid on, just depending on whatever's in the bag sort of thing. So yeah, it's going to be tough. I do apologise as well if there's not much filming in this video. I'm trying to do some content here by just showing you the rig that we normally use. You've seen the rig. If it's 200-pound mono, I have a 3-foot snood to a 2-foot snood to a 3-foot body sometimes. Sometimes it just varies on whatever I've decided to knock up, because they all work, but I like to just experiment a bit. So I've got to end up with a bit of a mixed bag of long and short rigs. So we'll see how it goes anyway. Apologies for the poor filming, you've just got to bear with me. This is like proper extreme this morning. But it's going to get better, the weather's going to get better as the day goes on. I think we're just having this one rock session, and I hope that we catch some fish, obviously. Fingers crossed. I'll show you the tool clip down when we get on to using that. I'm going to give it an hour from now with 2 baits, I think, and then we'll chop and change a bit on one rod and see what happens. It's a little bit of a swell on, but it's not massive. It's more just the annoying side wind and rain that's cutting across me that's causing me problems this morning. Right guys, I put the flapper rig out instantly. Ragworm squid on the tool clip down, should I say. Got a pollock about £2. It's not a bad one, he's a lovely fish. We're keeping some fish for the table this morning. That is a lovely one. Really nice pollock, that. Perfect for it for the table. So, lovely fish. Have a picture of him, then we'll dispatch him. We'll have a video in that bit. Seriously, it's absolutely horrible on here. It's got the flapper rig out on this rod. The rod behind me here, I can get instant action straight away. I've got to hold rod really, because it's just instant action. Yeah, that's how bad it is. I'll leave that bit in, I think, just to emphasise. You have to hold the rod, it's just instant action. Sometimes, you want with that pollock. Got ragworm ticked with squid. And where you're watching me from, it's about the most sheltered spot I can put you. Well, unless you're watching the camera, should I say. Just trying to angle the rod a bit so we're getting positive indications of fish rather than the wind. You can tell the difference, but it's hard work. Tough conditions it's picked up, I'd say. Probably is at 21 or something like that, southeasterly. Oh, we've got an otter down here. We've got an otter down here. I thought it was a seal, but it's an otter. It's a baby otter. Oh, not a baby otter. I don't know if you can see it. It's definitely an otter. Gone too far away. It's only an otter. I'm saying a baby otter. It's an otter. It sounds mad saying baby. They're small, aren't they? I expect it to be a seal. That's why. Yeah, definitely an otter. Its bile's gone now. You won't be able to see if I spun your camera around, to be honest. It comes back. You can see what I'm up against, can't you? For God's sake. At least I've got a fish on the table, though. I'll give that away in a bit. Right, so that otter was too small to see on camera, and it went quite sharpish that way. Not rapidly, but quite sharpish, if you know what I mean. By the time I got the camera out, you wouldn't have even seen it. I could see it, but the fish on camera wasn't there. Just rebaiting the flapper rig. So I'm not even going to clip this down. I'm not going to clip it down. Big rod's in the background, as well. The big bait rod's in the background. It's just got like floating beads, a couple of floating beads. It's a size 1. Cox and roll. For fuck's sake. I'm going to leave these bits in. Just so you know how difficult it's been. Yeah, it's a size 1, I think. Cox and roll, surf, and some other hook. Yeah. Let's try and get you in a better position where you can see what I'm actually doing. Man, off my head down here today. It's not even a rough sea. It's got a bit of a chop to it. But it ain't as if it's not fishable. It's just the fact that we've just got an annoying side wind that's blowing a bloody hoolie. Oh my God. I'll leave these bits in, I'm telling you. I'm trying to get a fish out for camera as well. I want to get one on camera. Usually when you put baits on like that, when water's this clear, we worm off here, little bits of fish on small hooks. Sometimes be instant action. It was when I got the pollock. But you're having to like lean in. You know, like angle your rod so the wind don't catch the line. You don't get any false indications. But like I said, the last snippet of video, it's easy to detect between wind and fish. We want really good amount of sensitivity in the rod, which you don't get much with a Ron Thompson, do you? Just trying to angle it. But yeah, it's absolutely horrendous down here with this side wind. I think when the sea does pick up, this side wind will create a swell. It'll push the sea. It's going that way. It'll make it right. It don't usually come this way. The tide run and the swell. It's usually coming from this way. But when it's got east in it, it's sort of off your left hand side. Annoyingly, off your left hand side. It's just pepped up just a little bit too much to make it comfortable, you know. It's just typically on camera, just trying to feel the lead. Typically on camera there's no action. Just have a recast. Maybe top the hooks with a little bit of worm. We'll see if anything's touched them. Just make sure we don't get stuck on the bottom ledge. They're still pretty much intact. Let's go a bit further left, I think, this time. Only lobbing it out. Oh, he did not get stuck then. Top the hooks. Oh no, they're alright. They'll be alright then. Right. Sometimes when you're fishing with, I've still got a strong leader on this from when I was fishing with the big bait with it. And sometimes when you cast a bit of weight out and you're using braid, you can catch the leader knot. Especially when you've coiled it up from height. You know, you coil the spool from height under tension. You just want to put that shock leader on fairly loosely. And when you cast out, you won't do what it's just done, which will get stuck. We're having an absolute mare. I've got the lead stuck now with rocks here. Yeah, we're having a mare. But we're not blanking. Just is it? Such is life, isn't it, at the minute, really? Struggling a bit with the conditions. Yeah, that then, the shock lead knots went through the things fine. This is a tough session. Let's let the camera blow over about 3 times. Yeah, I've had the camera blow over about 3 times. But this pollock, it is a good pollock. So, he's the reason why we ain't blanking. I think I'm going to give him away. Just give me a sec, to be fair. So, zeroed. Not that it matters. It'll be just shy of 2. I'll go £1.10. That's without even putting him on scales. That's just a guess. Just get his gills. Flickering between, he's 115. It's not bad, that is. It's a decent eating size, that. So it's an ounce short of 2. It's our 5 ounce off with my prediction. So we'll show you how we eat him later. I think he'll make a nice meal with him. I want to get a couple more, to be fair. So yeah, like I say, it's been a real struggle. Lots of pots out here, sweeping left and right, causing havoc. Wind, side wind, ripping across. You can hardly tell if you've got a bite or you can't got your rod in your hand. There's definitely been a few pollock about this morning though, you know, when it's got light, because I had indications on the big baits, but my baits have been coming in like they've been pecked at. I reckon that means, you know, little pollock having a go, maybe. So, gonna wind the big rod in, put another bait out on that, then we'll keep going with this flapper rig. Right then, guys, another one. This one got me on the retrieve. We're going to keep him as well, I think. I can't describe the quality of this fish. You know what we're getting, what we've had so far. They're just absolutely pristine fish. They're really fine eating. I know there's a bit of a kerfuffle about pollock at the minute in the press. Well, on social media, I think. I mean, what do you expect when people are getting them off wrecks and stuff? But off here, the stock is getting better and better and better. So, don't feel guilty about keeping a few for the table, basically. Well, I've got another fish. A stunner of a cuckoo. Get in. Cuckoo wrasse. Not just any old wrasse. A a male cuckoo wrasse. Males are the beautiful coloured ones. Get in, nice one. Right guys, I've packed up. We're about 2 hours after low. Bloody tough session that was. Jesus, honestly, it's still howling, and my IMAX jacket's wet. It ain't come through, but so uncomfortable. Everything's just drenched. Got 2 pollock for the table, which I'll do a catch and cook on. I'll probably cook them for tea tomorrow. I'll take them up, fillet them off at home because I can't do it down here. It's too conditions are just crap for doing it. I'd rather do it by the sea, to be honest, get rid of the carcasses, etc. But I'm just going to make a balls of it if I do it in these conditions. I'd rather not. I'd rather go back up, rip my knife razor sharp, get everything off the backbones, fillet them off nice. So yeah, but at least we found some fish. It'll be a completely different ball game tomorrow when I come down the lure rod. So there's not going to be any wind or anything. It's going to be dry as well. So I'm looking forward to that. We've got some jigs, some Dexter wedges, some mackerel feathers. See if we can get first mackerel of the year. I might bring stove down. Might do a catch and cook down here tomorrow morning for breakfast with some mackerel. That'd be a good day, wouldn't it? So we could end up having mackerel for breakfast. Maybe, possibly not. Still a bit early. And the water clarity is definitely not as good as it was. And there's some like a brown murkiness out there where the river from the local villages, where all the water drains off the farmland into the river, pumps into the sea, affects the clarity around here. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. Tomorrow morning I'm confident that it's going to be a better session as far as numbers of fish. We had nothing on the big baits. My heart were gone with that. After, I can fish in these conditions if I'm catching fish on the big baits. I give it 3-4 hours max. Probably had 6 bait ups, 7 bait ups, maybe more because I did have another rod dint out as well for 2 hours of that. But that were there were nothing, no bites, baits coming back untouched. I got that on there about an hour after low, and then I just focused on the flapper rig and I were getting fish, so I had a couple of fish. Happy. I love a little cuckoo wrasse. I needed that for the complement, so I'm happy with that. I'll get that posted. Not a complete failure. Tough conditions. Honestly, I'm ready for a coffee. I'm going up. I've had enough, basically. But keep safe. You can hardly see me, can you? Because the lighting being so poor on here. Big glare off at sky and light tone and whatever. Yeah, keep safe. Tight lines. I'll see you in the next one. Watch out for the catch and cook. I'm hoping to have one down here as well in the morning with some mackerel, hopefully. Just one mackerel will do. Nice one. See you later, guys. Thanks a lot for taking time to watch this video, guys. If you wouldn't mind smashing the subscribe button, it'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much.